So Eddie was telling me that last Christmas I shared with y'all like the Lady and Sons broccoli casserole. So this year I'm gonna share with you Kari, my niece's mother's recipe. Jill Hires was married to my brother for 20 years, and after 20 years they separated, but Jill was a good cook, so I'm gonna share the recipe that she used with y'all. And I'm gonna start with a couple of tablespoons of butter. You can tell that's not my recipe because it's only like 2 tablespoons. Now I've got 2 pounds of broccoli, fresh broccoli back here, steaming. And I'm gonna let it steam for about 10 minutes. But you know, at Christmas time and Thanksgiving, it can sometimes be all about casseroles, especially Thanksgiving, y'all. So this is just something a little different for y'all to think about, because Thanksgiving says casseroles, casseroles. All right, so 1/4 of a cup of celery, diced celery. That was 1/4 of a cup of onion. And I've got 1/4 of a pound of mushrooms. So we're just gonna saute all that. Oh, excuse me, that hurt your ear? We're just gonna saute this together. And then when it's about done, I'm gonna put in, and I do love this part about Jill's broccoli casserole, is the sliced water chestnuts, because I love the crunch that this gives the casserole. How do you make broccoli casserole, cuz?
I do everything that you're doing. I don't use a lot of chestnuts, and I should, because you're right, I like the crunch.
That crunch is so good.
Yeah.
So if you prefer my recipe, you can just add water chestnuts to the recipe that I make. In fact, in my kitchen classics, which I have to say, I keep that one on my counter 24/7. I just love that kitchen classics cookbook. So the recipe that I started making years ago calls for frozen broccoli. But I don't ever recall using frozen broccoli. Maybe I did, but I always use fresh and, you know, just steam it down some. But it's just whatever works for you. So we're gonna let that saute, and I'm gonna check on our broccoli again. And you know, it doesn't take long to get broccoli a little bit soft. So what kind of cheese, Don, do you use? I'm using, in Jill's recipe, Velveeta, which is,
of course,
that's a processed cheese.
It is. It's
And some cheddar.
yeah.
Yes, and some cheddar.
Yes. I would use cheddar, probably more medium to sharp. You know,
Okay.
probably not extra sharp, because then it just overpowers.
Well, if I can go to a grocery store that's got a wheel of cheddar cheese, and it's red, covered with red wax, or it could be black. But hoop cheese is the best cheese in the whole entire world to me for casserole.
Yes, absolutely, no question.
And macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Definitely macaroni and cheese.
Your macaroni and cheese, it has always been just, you know, a hit. I mean, it's a world famous hit.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
And you know, Glennis is
Aunt Glennis's, though, made the finest mac and cheese I've ever slid between my 2 lips.
Yes, yes.
And her secret was the hoop cheese, a can of carnation milk,
Exactly.
and
Butter.
oh yeah,
Oh, and
actually,
eggs. She put
yeah,
eggs.
yeah. But I mean, hers was just, and Aunt Glennis was not really that great of a cook.
no.
But
And
she
Grandma Annie
had-
was.
Yes, but Aunt Glennis had some specialties that she did that nobody could touch.
Yes,
Nobody.
that's right.
And we didn't even try to.
No.
Her cream corn, her fresh cream corn, would bring tears to your eyes, and the macaroni and cheese. But I always made sure I made the dressing, because her dressing was nasty.
Yes, it
Do you
was.
remember?
Oh, your dressing is just superb.
Yes. Well, she would put rice and boiled eggs in her dressing. Oh, it was just awful.
But
So
her
after-
hoe cake now, real good.
I don't remember her making hoe cakes, but I'm sure it was good.
Not at Thanksgiving, no.
But oh my gracious, that macaroni and cheese. And Aunt Glennis is no longer with us, and we miss her and miss our good times that we had for 25 years.
Yes.
25 Thanksgivings in a row we had at Uncle Bernie and Aunt Glennis's house in Statesboro.
You know what Dad always said? He said, I'm glad to see you come, and I'm glad to see your tail lights go.
He'd say, we'd get up like Sunday morning, you know, that's when we'd all go back home. And he'd get up and he'd say, okay, kids, I want to see some tail lights. Get your ace in the car. I want to see tail lights. They were so happy to get rid of us.
Yeah.
Because we just took over their house for...
And if you remember,
About 4 days.
you had to make gas money because Jimmy Deen, you had to win what he was losing at the poker.
Yes, we always played poker as a family, and we played nickel, dime, quarter. Well, Jimmy, God rest his soul, you could have him beat showing with your hand on the board, and he would stay to the very end. And of course, he had nothing. Nothing. He couldn't beat the pair of deuces showing. And I said, Jimmy, why are you doing that? He said, well, I came to play poker. So I had to I couldn't enjoy it because I had to cover his losses and have enough gas money to get back to Albany. And he made it very, very hard. He made it very, very hard on Mama. All right, so I'm going to, and look, I love my new set of pots and pans, y'all. You know, it's hard when you're fighting with towels or something, because they mess me up. But mine has the cool grips on it, and I just love it. All right, so we're gonna let that drain for a minute. Where did I put my spoon? And I'm gonna stir this around. Oops. I'm gonna stir that around and let some of the, see all the water coming out of it? Okay. Now I'm going to mix up our broccoli casserole right in this pan. Okay, we had to stop and check and see exactly how Jill makes her broccoli casserole. Okay, so we're melting our Velveeta cheese along with our soup. And there's no liquid in this soup, I don't guess. Okie doke. And this is garlic salt. All right. And pepper. Throw that over our water chestnuts, our onions, celery, and mushrooms. So now I'm gonna add our fresh broccoli. This just seems like a little bit more than 2 pounds, Eddie. You know? Let's just see what we got here. I don't know, I'm kind of scared to add it all. I think I'll wait and see how much. Oh, I've got to turn this down. Really low. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just take a little milk and wash out this can. Actually, I'm taking a little half and half. And I'm just gonna wash out this soup can with a little half and half. Because this almost looked like it wanted to get a little stuck. Or a little brown, I should say. Okay, so it doesn't take that Velveeta long to melt. So we're gonna bake this for about 25 minutes. And then for the last 5 minutes, we'll take it out of the oven and put the cheddar cheese on top. And that'll be the last dose of cheese it gets. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna turn this back up now, because there we go. You know, it's just hard to beat mushroom soup. Once in a while, just to make myself feel better, I'll make fresh mushroom soup to use in my casseroles. But I tell you what, the handiness of the canned soup is very, very easy. Okay, you can see that Velveeta starting to melt now, and it's turning our soup to a cheesy looking color. Okay. So I think that's melted enough, Eddie. So I'm gonna pour this over our broccoli. All right, and to get out every drop, I'm gonna use my handy dandy rubber spatula. I wish that I had measured that, or at least weighed that broccoli. So now that I've seen how much liquid we got, Eddie, I'm gonna put another little couple of handfuls in.
Are you questioning Teresa's measurements?
You know, usually Teresa will go over rather than under, because she wants to make sure I have enough. So, yes, I trust her. But just in case she went over. All right, did you spray this, Eddie?
No.
Okay. So I'm using a 13 by 9 by 2, giving it a little spray. And we're gonna pile it. This looks delicious. Looks good, Jill. Ooh, come on, Arm.
Yeah, this would be good for your Christmas dinner with your beef tenderloin.
Yes, it'd be delicious. All right, so there we go. It's delicious. I'm just going, where I overshot, I'm just going to wipe that. Now this is going in, I think, a 350 degree oven. Yep, 350. For about 25 minutes. And then we'll pull it out and we'll put that cheese on it and let that melt. I'm just gonna spread that out a little bit. I got more juice down here. Delicious. I do love the fact that we're using fresh broccoli and not frozen. Pretty good. So 350, 25 minutes, y'all. Okay, so the casserole cooked for 25 minutes. And believe it or not, I'm on my phone looking for pictures of my grandchildren to go on the wall. Okay, so 5 more minutes and that wonderful cheddar cheese will have melted. All right, 30 minutes all total in a 350 degree preheated oven. Now here's the trick. I'm gonna try to slip a bite out and fix it back where nobody will know I've been in it. How's that? You can tell I've done that more than one time. Pretty good, right, Eddie? The broccoli is cooked perfect. I'm gonna try to get a little juice. The broccoli is cooked perfect. It still has a bite to it. I like it, Jill. It's really so good. I know. I know I've had your broccoli casserole more than one time in my lifetime, but I have forgotten just how good your recipe is. And I would just be willing to bet you got it from your mother, who was one of the sweetest ladies in the whole world. So I think this is perfect for your Christmas table. I can promise you your guests are gonna love it if they love broccoli. Ow. So love and best dishes. Hope this helps y'all. Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.